to order. Today is Tuesday, April 5th. It is now 7:12 p.m. Town Council meeting in the Town Council Chambers, 1170 Main Street, West Warwick, Rhode Island. Ed, will you lead us in prayer?
Dear Lord, we ask that you please watch over this great state of Rhode Island, and in particular the great citizens of West Warwick. And we ask that you please help guide this council in making wise decisions, informed decisions, and always with a little bit of compassion. Amen.
Amen.
Andrew, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, sir. All
Councilman
set?
Tucker,
Here.
Councilman Kenahan,
Here.
Councilman Padula,
Here.
Council Vice President Giroux,
Here?
Council President Goslin.
Here.
I have a quorum. Citation for Gara's Men's Shop for 50 years in business.
Ed?
Yes. Before I read the citation, we have with us tonight the Garafanos, Kathy and Bob. And maybe many of you know them already at Gara's men's shop. I was going to say it, Bob. You're getting old. You're getting old, Bob.
You're going to wake him up, Bobby.
Listen, anybody that's been in business for themselves, working with their wives, and I have, 50 years is just a huge accomplishment. And you don't do it, luck might be part of it, but you don't do it by luck. You do it by, providing a service to the people to keep them coming back. It's a long time. And again, I've been through it. You've been through it. It's not easy, and it's my honor to congratulate you, and the council congratulate you on being able to accomplish that, and the service you provided to West Warwick, and to the citizens of West Warwick, and all around the state coming here, and that's great, and we certainly appreciate it. We hope you go on forever. No, you won't. But if you know the Garafanos, I've had a few conversations with them. I went over there Saturday, had a great conversation with Bob, and you're a funny guy. I mean, you're a gentleman, and it was wonderful talking to you. I wish I had done it more over the years, and I didn't, unfortunately, but I'm glad I did the times that I did. You're a wonderful family, and again, I congratulate both of you on behalf of the council. So I'm going to read the citation. First, I got to put on my glasses. Oh no!
Here we go.
No. Okay, I got them.
Bobby, he's got long pockets, short arms. You can't reach.
He told me the other day that your wife came over to say hi to him. He said he likes your wife. He doesn't like you. But he likes
Saying that for the past 45
I gotta
years.
give him $100 to come here tonight. What else is new?
Got any more samples?
Okay, certificate of recognition and appreciation to the Garafanos and Gara's Men's Shop for 50 years of service. Where Gara's Men's Shop has been a fixture in West Warwick since 1966, providing high-quality suits and tuxedos to many, and where Pasco Garafano, a World War II veteran who worked for an Army and Navy store in West Warwick for many years before realizing his dream of owning and operating his own store, the Gara's quickly became a favorite store on Main Street and an Arctic section of West Warwick. And whereas Pasco continued his success of Gara's Men's Shop when, in 1968, he was joined by his oldest son, Robert. Is that correct, Bob? So far, we're right? We got this right so far? Okay. And then his younger son, Ron, who went on to open his own store in Cranston while Pasco and Robert stayed at Gara's. And whereas Gara's has expanded and evolved with the times, but remains a true family-run store with exceptional attention to detail. And now, therefore, the Town Council of the Town of West Warwick is honored to extend their appreciation, gratitude, and congratulations to Robert and Kathy Garafano and Gara's Men's Shop on their 50th anniversary, and calls upon all the citizens of the town to congratulate and wish them success in the future, whatever you may decide to do. Congratulations. This might be the first standing ovation you ever got, right?
First time he keeps his mouth shut.
All right, we want to take a picture of you with the council, so can you make it up here? And
Yeah, oh, yeah.
all right, good, good. You're on.
Hey, Bobby, by the way, this is all extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is
The pictures are $7.95 a piece.
I had to take 2 pictures, but I had to take one of mine too.
Okay, I'll give you mine, whatever you want to do. Okay, good.
Thanks, though.
Bob was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago.
But you're doing pretty well.
Still working.
Did you bring the coupons?
You know you've been in business a long time when Tim's son comes in renting a tuxedo from him. I said, geez, I rented your father a tuxedo.
That's right.
Okay, why don't you stand right here? Kathy, why don't you stand right in front over here, all right? You're the photographer, you gotta set this up, okay. Right here, okay? So we wanna make sure that we get everybody in the picture.
Sure.
All right, and squeeze on in if you can.
Yeah, just kind of like, yeah, right behind me.
Oh, sure.
Here we go. I
Oh,
got
sure.
pictures.
Do you need me to change something on that?
Where are you going?
Is this okay?
Hey, where you going?
Yeah, it's picture
Oh,
time.
Ed's going in the front to block.
Let's take a picture with the council.
Let's go in front.
Hey, go in the front and hand it to him.
Hand it to him.
Well, let's take a picture with the council first, then you can go in
All right.
front.
I can stop seeing it.
Yeah, let me have it.
He's always gonna make things complicated.
That's why Angelo's the brains.
Okay, good.
We all good now?
Ready?
I got my jacket at Garrett's. How about you guys?
I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to take it off.
No,
Okay.
he's not, Ken.
You wanna get your friends and family up here, Bob?
Yes, I would like to get my sister-in-law to
Come on up, come on up.
And Denise, who's always with us.
Let's go,
My
Denise.
friend
Come on,
Mark, who
come on up. Let's go, come
polished
on.
my shoes and helped me with that jacket, drives me around.
Yeah.
Come on up, sure.
Boy, that bar list is gonna get real expensive tonight, Bobby.
Little known fact. Little known fact. Gary's always had a bar in the
I
back.
have an idea, let's look at it.
Yeah, I still do.
Can you see us, Kendra?
I can barely see. Good, no, I was gonna say.
Don't get my
If you
stomach.
can see the lens.
Don't get my
See the
stuff.
lens.
Don't get my stomach.
That's why he wore black.
Let me pull it in. All right, hurry up.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All done? That's
Now
it?
go make your presentation.
All right.
No, but Ed wants a picture with the presentation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Any money?
You know, it's amazing how small a world
Why did you want to put that in my pocket?
Your wife's got it, I should've known better.
It's amazing how small this world is. When I went over there Saturday, Bob took me in the back room, we started talking. And remember, we both know Mrs. D'Angelo
Oh,
Yes.
from Smithfield.
Yeah,
So,
God rest her
she
soul.
died a few years back, but she was a piano teacher, lived a couple of houses down from me, and taught my sister and my brother piano, and a very good friend of the family. And here he is up here in West Woking.
Well, not only that, but Kathy can get her hair. Kathy's a hairdresser, had her own business in Smithfield, and did Mr. D'Angelo's hair. Now Kathy works for Carpenter Jakes, he knows some products. So if she's doing your hair, you got a problem.
You ever go to his brother's? The Canterbury, right
Oh,
on the water.
congratulations.
We can't go, we can't afford it.
I can't afford it no more
You
either.
can stay and listen to official business.
You know, I had an what Judge Judy.
Kathy. Thanks, honey.
It was a pleasure.
Always here too. Bye, Bobby.
Tell
right.
your wife and Zach
Zach.
that I called him here today and told him you wanted to.
And also, I
Yes,
had
we
the
took
town
care of
manager
that.
go back
He
there.
won a tuxedo.
He wanted
Yeah.
the tuxedo
He-
right
Oh
now.
my God.
Amir did,
Amir,
yeah.
He's
Amir,
cut
Amir.
shots.
Oh, Amir.
Amir.
For
The-
posterity.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
I get it.
History of
Yes.
the-
I tell
He
you,
was
you
very
guys are great.
excited.
So you go on.
You guys are great.
I'm pleased for him.
Don't say anything to him.
No.
He will.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And help him.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to hear is boo-boo.
Congratulations again.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bobby. Take it easy. Nice seeing you. Take care of yourself.
Andrew, don't tell your father.
Bobby, this is being streamed live on TV, so he's watching it anyway.
He doesn't know that, it is. Don't tell your father.
Minutes of the previous meeting. Resolved that the minutes of the February 9th, 2016 and March 15th, 2016 town council meeting are hereby accepted.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Consent agenda, license applications. Resolved that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed of or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
That's two, anybody else? Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Those licenses that were just approved were Bizarre raffle license for Summit Baptist, Ismail Trujillo, DBA James Spites, Spites Wealth Management Group, Lisa Boucher doing business as La Paralala Salon. Wow, a lot of difficult ones tonight. Steve Silver doing business as the Computer Doctor, and Avis Budget Group. Sunday holiday license for Carl Montero. Tag day license for Denise Fusco for Jason Pisano Memorial 5K. Corey LaFleur for Ronky Cyclone Productions. And Hawkers and Peddlers for Kate A. Nealis as Noble Knots. And that's all been approved.
Consent agenda correspondence. Resolved that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters being referred to proper departments and being disposed or awaiting recommendation, the same is hereby approved.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moving second, I don't see any correspondence that I can click
No.
on. Was there any?
Nothing on there.
Yeah, there's just three letters. Ruth Jackson, Joe Lorenz application, and Susan St. Almond's application.
So those weren't attached. I don't know if,
They're attached on a pension.
Right.
all right.
Do you want to see these, Dave?
Well, there's just nothing on the correspondence. I'm just asking if there was anything. So, but I think it's further down in the agenda.
Two letters and
Yep.
5 applications.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
An amended resolution memorializing the General Assembly to enact authorizing the Town Council of West Warwick to exempt from taxation map 6 and lot 58, map 6 and lot 531. I'm sorry, the first one was map 6 and lot 528, map 6 and lot 531, map 6 and lot 177 to be used by Tides Family Services.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Move the second, this is,
Is this the wrong one that we're looking at? Is it? I know I looked at something today that was crossed out and it said should be SP.
Lot 171 should be lot 177.
That's fixed now.
Okay, so everything's correct? Okay, this is really long in coming. Like,
yeah, this is
We're working
something
on this
that,
for,
It was previously approved, but there was a
yeah,
Mess up.
right, okay, so now this should move along pretty smoothly, great, okay.
any other questions? Any public questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution authorizing the town planner to return a portion of the improvement guarantees for Countryside Estates, Countryside Way. Wait for you.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll make a motion to waive the reading.
Second.
Motion to waive the reading, seconded. All in favor to waive the reading?
Aye. Now I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Discussion.
This is, I got a call from Mark. They were owed like $8,000 or $9,000 on the road, bond money that they put up, and everything was done to their specs, Al.
Yes.
Everything was,
Yeah, this is one that was added for years.
Eva Court.
yeah.
Eva Court, it's now done, the road's in, it's back on the tax rolls, and I assume, Tim, the lawsuit's probably been
All
settled, hasn't it?
litigation's going now.
All litigation's gone, and it,
Hallelujah.
probably 9 years.
They can start building.
A little longer than that, Al. I was on the planning board then. I've been on the council for 10.
Well,
Oh, it's been going on forever.
It's been an arduous journey.
yeah. Very arduous.
Thanks.
No names mentioned.
Al, thanks for all your help with that.
Yeah, so just
Angelo,
just for clarification, this is returning 35,220. We are retaining
Nine.
9,000
Yeah, you had it
and change in case the final code of the road
Right.
for some reason doesn't, that's standard practice. Once that's complete and the homes are built and the final code's put on, then we'll return that money as well. I'll come back to you to do that.
And for the record, this is something when all developments come in, they have to leave a, it's not really a bond, it's a performance bond. And as their construction progresses and things pass, they're able to get some of their bond back. So that's what this is here, is, as Al stated, this is a road off of Burlingame that's been a town's thorn in its side for the past 10, 12, maybe even 15 years as it started. Now they're able to develop.
Yes.
How many houses they're looking to put in there now?
5.
5 total, single-family homes, and they put the road in, all curbing, meets all standards that, I know we had issues with fire trucks turning around. So it's met all those standards, so,
Also, Mr. President, the before it can come to you, it goes before the planning board, who has had the 15 years of experience. And the planning board reviews it, and the planning board, when it came before them, made a favorable recommendation that the bond be reduced to this. And that reduction comes based on the studies of the engineers and everything else.
thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Revenue allocation, ambulance billing fees. How much of this do you want me to read? Just start.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading.
Second.
All in favor to waive the reading?
Aye.
Opposed?
Now I'll move the resolution for discussion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. John, just want to give a brief
Yes,
explanation.
this is the resolution that we discussed at the previous budget workshop regarding allocation of revenue from the rescue runs or rescue billings to allow for other apparatus besides ambulances that can be purchased. It increases the amount that is going to be designated in the separate 804 fund or rescue fund, which will now be more of an apparatus fund because this does allow us to actually expand on the equipment that can be purchased and actually help to defer some of the costs from the general fund for some of the various fire apparatus that needs to be purchased over the next several years.
And this is something that we took out of our budget workshop last week, between the chief and John and Fred. They brought it to the council, basically stating, right now, the chief's and the fire department's revenue that they receive for ambulance runs was strictly for ambulances only. Also, we're going to not restrict that anymore, that it'll be able to use it for all apparatus. Also, from fiscal year 2017 up to 2027, starting off right now, 15% of that revenue goes back into the ambulance fund, as we used to call it. That will increase by 0.5% up till 2027 to a max of 20% of the revenue going back into the fire department for apparatus reasons, fire trucks, ambulances, vehicles. So,
basically, instead of every couple of years getting whacked with a huge purchase
Yeah.
of a piece of apparatus, we're going to start saving a little bit of money every single year for the next 10 years, it looks. We're going to build it into our budget so that the taxpayers don't get whacked with either a bond or a lease payment or something like that.
And
for
these-
major apparatus.
these trucks are not cheap. They go from anywhere 200,000 to 500,000. A ladder truck is almost $1 million. Yeah, so, that's definitely a shell shock when we need $1 million in 1 year for a truck.
Yeah, I applaud Chief Barris, John, and Fred for coming up with this plan. It's a great way to save a little bit at a time, and make it so the taxpayer just doesn't have to take that hit all at once. It's creative thinking, it's the kind of thinking we need in the times where we don't have a lot of money to spend.
And also, it's a fund where if we have to raise taxes for a fire truck for 1 year, well, odds are you're paying that forever. And we don't need a fire truck every year, so it's good to have an account that builds up and to pay it out of that. It's kind of like we talked about with the schools last week. It's almost like a maintenance of effort on our part, because I've never, in my lifetime, and even though it's since I've been paying taxes at 18 years old, 19 years old, I've never seen taxes go down.
The levy.
So, the levy anyway. So, it's good that you're building a separate account. Any other discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Bid award for fence at skate park in River Point Park. Resolved that the town council hereby approves the bid award for a fence at the skate park in River Point Park to United Fence, Johnston, Rhode Island, in the amount of $9,800.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion?
Yeah, now this is, hallelujah, the skate park.
Yes, and also, this is not coming out of our
Right.
budget. The school department's paying for it.
Correct.
They just want us to approve it. Once the snow melts, they could probably get working on that once again,
Yep.
and we can get a skate park in. If it doesn't snow this weekend.
Not funny.
No more snow.
No more snow.
Put the plows back on.
Any other discussion?
We getting cameras down there?
Yes, we have cameras down there now. This area is...
That area is camera.
This actually is, our area is already cambered, which is one of the reasons why we chose this location up near the tennis courts and the basketball courts. It's well cambered, it's well lit, it's up at the top of the hill as opposed to the bottom.
No more burning it down.
So
Yeah, good.
its likelihood of vandalism is greatly reduced.
Any other comment? Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Addition and cancellations of taxes. Resolved that the attached additions in the amount of $3,938.36 and cancellations in the amount of $853.47 presented to the tax assessor for approval of the town council in accordance with Article 25, Section 5 of the West Warwick Code of Ordinances is hereby approved. Original list is on file in the office of the tax assessor.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion?
Yeah, I just got one question here, where it's $3,400.76, previous tax exempt. Christine, what makes them tax exempt?
It was a property that was previously owned by Rhode Island Housing, and then it was purchased by an individual. And so it was we didn't get the deed. So when we found the deed, then we had to put them back on for the taxes that they owed.
Oh, so this is taxes we're getting it back?
Oh, yeah.
This is
Oh,
an
I
addition,
thought-
not a cancellation.
I thought it was a cancellation.
No, this
Oh,
is
all
money
right,
that's coming
I'm
in.
sorry, I misread it. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, you can't complain about getting money.
No.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Approved claims. Resolved that the finance director is hereby authorized to pay the following claim as recommended by the Claims Committee and approved by the Town Council. Justin Cicerone, 618 Main Street, Unit 3322, pothole claim, $253.95. Raymond R. Valerian, 10 Winthrop Ave, tree fell on carport, $611.95.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Moving second, discussion. I know our max is $350. So we resolved this one. This was actually a tree that fell on a carport. It was a town tree. We will,
300 is going to come from claims.
300.
The additional money will come from other actions that are in the legal budget
okay.
for resolution and settlement.
So we're taking that out of legal budget,
Yes.
so we're taking away from you?
No. Take it away from Al.
Oh, Al, sorry.
Al's retired now, he doesn't need that much money.
But again, we have a max, but this is definitely, that, if they went through their homeowners, it'd be a $500 deductible. So, it's a town tree, it's been taken care of, so we'll go from there.
Talking about trees, did everybody receive that email?
Yeah, we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Mr. Tucker's got that on his, report later on. Any other comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Ordinance number 2016-2, second reading, sponsored by Council President Goslin, an ordinance amending Article 5 of the West Warwick Pension Plan, excluding police and fire.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Again, this is just
Changing the wording.
changing the wording to comply with state law.
Any public comment? Hearing none, roll call vote. Brian?
Yes.
Angelo?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Ordinance number 2016-3, first reading, sponsored by Council President Goslin, an ordinance amending Section 3.15, Community Residents of the West Warwick Zoning Code of the Code of Ordinances of the Town of West Warwick.
I'll move the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Al?
Housekeeping too, it was called to our attention that our zoning code definition of a group housing which is the duplicate of the state law. State law was changed, and somebody called to our attention that our code was never changed, so we changed our code to comply with the state law, and the language is identical to the state law, so it's pretty much housekeeping to bring us up to date. State law would have overridden us anyway, but this way at least there's no questions that'll be asked if somebody comes in.
Question?
Ed?
Yeah, language, okay.
Go ahead.
Language, this is it right here. 3.15.1, whenever 6 or fewer retarded children or adults reside. Really? Why, I mean, is that really,
State law.
It's a state, he copied that from the state.
really?
Follow the ordinance.
Yeah.
Well, did someone send a letter?
Do you want, well, do
To have-
you want to modify that where it states
Yeah.
mentally disabled and
Yeah, I
mentally
do.
handicapped?
Yeah, I do.
That wouldn't be a problem.
I think it's inappropriate. I don't know, maybe, it was put in there years and years ago, but it's not proper now, and it should, didn't get by me.
It surprised us because they obviously changed the second section because of appropriateness, but they didn't bother changing that, and all we were doing was Ed was bringing it in compliance
Yeah,
with the state law.
so why don't we send a letter
Well,
to our reps or
why
something?
why
No?
don't you,
What can we do?
why don't you address the ordinance first by making a oral amendment?
Well, I would have, I don't think, I wouldn't do that, because even if we do that, the state law is going to override any changes you make.
The point- It doesn't change the intent, all it's changing is the word, so I don't think anyone's really going to bring us to
Let
court.
them fight us.
Yeah, it's not
Let 'em
gonna
fight us
look
out.
like that in
So,
our
all right,
ordinance.
but I'm just,
All right.
just
I don't want it in my
I'm
ordinance.
making the suggestion that the word retarded be omitted and replaced with the language that states mentally disabled or mentally handicapped or physically handicapped. Now, if someone wants to dispute that in a court of law because it doesn't say what the state statute says, let them. And then your second part of it is to send a letter to the state addressing this use of the term.
Yeah, I'm sure it's an oversight.
Tim, that was mentally disabled,
Yeah,
mentally,
Alex, the language that's actually omitted or crossed out in 3.15.2.
just substitute that for retarded.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get that to you,
And
Mary
again,
Ann.
we can pass this tonight as first reading.
First
And
reading.
we can amend it for next meeting.
You
Well,
can-
I would
Well,
amend
amend it now. Ed, if you want to make that motion.
Make a motion to amend it and then pass it as amended for the first reading.
Yes, I make a motion that we amend section 3.15.1, the
Admitting.
the fifth letter, the fifth word in the sentence. I'd like to strike that and replace it with the language that is in 3.15.2, mentally disabled or mentally handicapped or physically handicapped persons.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and second. All in favor for the amendment?
Aye.
And now, roll call. Any other discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Brian?
Yes.
Angelo?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Ed, I'm sorry.
I
Ed?
vote yes.
And I vote yes.
Mary Ann, I'll have this to Paula tomorrow so she can do the advertising.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al.
Appointments, appointment of town moderator. Resolved, the town council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as the town moderator. John Bernero, 400 Wakefield Street, West Warwick, Rhode Island, 02893.
I'll move that resolution.
Second.
Moved and seconded. For a
One-year
guy,
appointment.
who said he's only doing it one time, is now in
You guys need to
year
tell
5.
them about this one?
Yes, he was asked. Paula did ask him, and he did say yes.
Are objections allowed?
They said he's only gonna do it one time.
He did say, what was it, 6 years ago?
She get
One
Bobby-
time.
Get Bobby Garrett to do it.
Oh, no.
One time per year.
That'd be funny.
Any other discussion? He just basically is running our town financial meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Appointment for the Board of Tenant Affairs. Resolved that the town council hereby appoints the following individuals to serve as a member of the Board of Tenant Affairs for the town of West Warwick. 2 openings for a term to expire April 2018.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
Move the second. Any discussion?
What do we have, just
Not
one?
the name.
We've got two. And I'd like to recommend both of them, Judy Jackson and also Joseph Laurent.
Oh.
Joe is new to serving. He lives on Shippey Ave, but he worked for the Housing Authority for many, many years. So I'd like to get back there and help out the people that he used to work with every day.
So you have
Joe
two,
here tonight?
you have
Hey, Joe.
you have 2 openings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 2.
Yeah, Judy Jackson and Joe Laurent.
All right, so-
Unless we got a third one somewhere.
So the motion was to
You said 2 openings.
2.
Right, there's 2 people that
And
apply.
he
I'll
made,
second it.
he made a motion for both.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Who made the motion?
Ed.
Any public discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
And thank you.
Appointment for
Judy's
Pension
not
Board.
here.
Resolved, the town council hereby appoints the following individual to serve as a member of the Pension Board for the town of West Warwick for a term to expire 11/18/2016. The name is
There's a lot of
Susan
names.
St.
Susan St. Amand.
Son Ahmed.
St. Amand, 7 Sydney Street, West Warwick, Rhode Island. Let's see.
There's actually, you don't have to say the names, we can make a
Yeah.
motion.
Okay.
I'll,
But let me just clarify,
let me move the resolution.
did you move it already?
No, I'll move the resolution for discussion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. There's 5 names,
Yeah.
All the ones from last time.
except for one.
Plus a couple. One.
Susan St. Amand
You got 6 altogether, I believe.
from Sydney Street.
Yep.
Albert Haru,
That was
Junior.
from last time. Yep.
Darren Burley,
That was from last time.
he was here last time. David Pimentel,
That was last time as well.
Sean Murphy,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, fine.
Edward Fonseca.
That was from last time.
So the only one is Mrs. St. Amand here tonight?
No.
So we can discuss what we want to do here. If anybody has a name they want to move.
Yeah, I'd like to move the name of Edward Fonseca. I mean, you look at his resume, he does this for a living. I mean, they're all good choices, but, you know, to me, and as last time, his credentials stick out way above. So I move the name of Edward Fonseca.
And I'll second that for discussion. I think personally, if we did put another pension member on the pension board, I think if we went with a third one, that, you know, I'm not saying lose control, but it would be kind of a scenario that they have in Providence right now. And I know the former pension chairman did speak to me about this prior to this. This was going back a couple of months ago when we put a second pensioner on. He said, whatever you do, I want to make it 3, you know, because, and he gave me his scenarios out there, and I can agree with some of his reasonings behind that. Mrs. St. Amand, I mean, she has a good resume too.
She has a great resume.
Yeah, she's got a great resume, you know. I'd like to, if she doesn't get appointed to this board, I certainly would like to, you know,
Consider it
talk
for
to her.
next time, yeah.
Does anybody know her personally?
Yeah, I know Susan very well.
I'd
All
like to
right.
get her, but don't lose that talent, get her on some board or something
Exactly.
where she can help out.
All right, right now we have a motion on the floor for Edward Fonseca. We have a second by me. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Eddie, congratulations and good luck.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Susan's good too, but I mean, his name was before. I got no problem with Sue.
I'd like to make sure that we don't waste our time.
Town managers report?
There's just a couple things. I passed out to everyone one of the road bond bids, just to let you see ballpark where they came in. I think it was a pleasant surprise that the numbers came in as low as they did, and a lot of that is driven by the fact that oil is so low right now. In the interest of timing and to make sure we get this locked up as soon as possible and lock in these prices, we don't have another council meeting until the end of the month when we do the sewer budget. I prefer not to wait that long to get this bid awarded. We do
We're
have
meeting next Tuesday.
we have another workshop.
but
We have another public hearing next Tuesday, and if we could put it on for then,
Absolutely.
as a
I
special
agree.
meeting.
The sooner the better with this, because we were thinking.
Just for that item, just to get this awarded so we can get moving.
Just in my ward alone, Ward 1 was gonna be 1.5 million.
Yeah.
And it's 269,000 for all the roads, so I can get 10 times the roads done. And with the oil going up and down fluctuating,
Yeah,
I
let's
wouldn't
lock
wait
them in.
long to do this, and it's a good company. It's Cardi. Don't have any problems with Cardi. They go above and beyond. I mean, I had dealings with them in my ward when they did the last road bond money, and I'll tell you,
Professionals.
they're the best.
So
And we want
We'll
to do
put
this
that on.
before the next snowstorm.
Yes,
Yes.
we do. Yeah.
So next week?
Yeah, right.
Start at midnight tonight.
All right, so we'll put that on for next week. The only other thing, just to give you a heads up, I will be out of the state. I'm in Boston Thursday night and Friday for it's actually an interesting, it's a interactive seminar sponsored by the Boston Federal Reserve and the Lincoln Land Policy Institute, and it's on fiscal health of New England cities and towns. And they asked me to go up and attend this and be part of the discussion group, so I'll be up there Thursday night and Friday. And also, the 20th through the 23rd, I'll be in Maryland for the ICMA Regional Conference. As president of the state organization, I'm required to attend. So, but in both cases, John Semino, I'd like to put him as acting in my place while I'm away, obviously with your approval per the charter, so.
You're not going to take a sick day on us again, are you? Kidding.
Just, oh.
Go ahead, Angela.
No, I'm going back to the road bond.
Yep, that's all I
I
have
got
on
no
that.
problem with what you're
That's
doing.
fine, okay.
It's fine with that. Some of these streets you're aware of, like
Yep, and we're-
David's Ward is in mine, and some
Yep,
of mine
we're
that I
we're
can
gonna, we'll
hear
get
on.
all that worked out. Basically,
vice
it's
versa.
about pricing.
Yeah, just get
and
it
it's
done,
about-
and we're gonna add on.
You are
Company.
coordinating it with the water company, and you've
Yes.
seen the list.
Yes.
right? It's a lot of roads,
Yes.
fortunately. There's a
Bobby,
lot of
you're all
roads.
done Ward 1, right, with the water, with the paving?
Ward 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in 4 now, I believe.
Can you just double check that?
4 and
so-
parts of 3, I think, is where they're.
You're
Yeah,
on Ward 3 right away, Bob.
Hey, we can turn it.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, yours
Let's
is,
do it. Pull the trigger, Bob.
that's been bid, so 3's gonna start soon.
Did
3 and
Boyle
4.
and Fogarty get that again, or?
Yes, they did.
They're another good company. I never had a problem.
Excellent job.
Yeah, I never had a problem if they ever, once the road was dug up and it went down, they came on a weekend, they filled the holes, they were great.
They were $60,000 to $70,000
And he
more.
also has a small business, public school. I'm gonna ask you during comment about the new plumbing that's going up on the hill, just to let people know what's going on. So don't go away.
You got your water report.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Anything else for the town manager? Any questions for the town manager?
One other thing, Fred, did you guys, I sent the council what it's doing on River Street, that gully he put right on the road?
Yeah.
Did you see the water?
Yeah, I did.
Now, when that freezes, that's a disaster.
I agree. And so, I've asked,
Did you see them pictures?
I've asked Mark Carullo to get a hold of DOT. They're the ones that did the road work there. We brought it to their attention when they were doing that construction that was going on. They blew us off, but obviously now it's become an issue.
Listen,
like we
every road
suggested,
in
and-
town
yeah.
is 40 feet and 5 feet each
Yeah.
on a sidewalk. It's 30 feet, and 5 foot each, so it's a 40-foot.
Yep.
That road's like 28 feet, and he is 6 feet on town or state property,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
He's right up against the curb.
He's
Yeah.
right up against the curb, and I understand, but they could have put that somewhere else and not there, because when it rains,
wherever
There's
they
no
put it,
place
it's
for
not
that.
gonna work.
No.
They
It
need
becomes
a,
a trash pickup and
they need
'cause
a
all the
dry
water
well,
brings
and
everything
they
in.
need a.
Well, what he did, he dug down in the
Basin.
wetlands. He dug,
Yeah.
you know, years ago,
Yeah.
they allowed it. So he put the basement condos underground,
Yeah.
and they're flooded.
Yeah. No, we will, I've got Mark working on it, he's gonna,
All right,
I'll
thank
be
you.
able to present something to you at the next meeting on that.
All right, any other questions for the town manager? Finance update.
Hello again. I just wanted to mention that we have some RFPs that were, one RFP that we did receive some bids for the tax collection, delinquent tax collection. Rose and I will be sitting down, going through those bids, and we'll be making a recommendation to award. This is for the delinquent, excuse me, the delinquent accounts that McCormick has been collecting for us for many years. Hasn't been out to bid for a while, so we did decide this is something that we should do this year. So we did receive 5 bids. We'll be analyzing those and presenting them to the council at a later date for your approval. We also are required every 3 years, to go out to bid for auditing services, external auditing services. Markham actually is in the process of, the last audit was their final year of the 3-year contract. So we are working on a RFP to send out, which we will need to send to the Auditor General's office for his approval prior to sending it out. And what I look to do is at the next meeting, just give you an update as to his approval and where we are in the process. Looking to try to have that company in place prior to the end of June, although the audit doesn't technically start till sometime July or August. We do want to get that out of the way sooner rather than later. In terms of last quarter, I had provided the council with an update as of that point in time, as of December. I am working on, although the month just ended, I am working on putting together another quarterly report through the end of March, which will include some preliminary projections as to how this fiscal year will look. So I just want to mention that. I've also worked on getting more timely reports from the system, and with the new system now, we're able to actually have better reporting and more timely. So I look forward to being able to provide those to you on a regular basis.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any questions for John? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Ward reports. Ward 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just reading something else. Everything's quiet? No, I just got a message, so I had to read it. Jay, I'm not looking at your post today. Ward 1, just with that problem there. The other thing was the roads, after a while, when we got caught, they did a good job in Ward 1. The DPW, I want to thank them. I mean, they got caught without the plows on their trucks. I knew what they had to do to get it. Wakefield Street was a mess. There was accidents all over the place. The school, my God, some people shouldn't even drive in the snow. But anyway, everything's quiet in 1, just waiting for the road bond money. That's it, in my ward.
2, that's me. Again, as we stated the last couple meetings ago, as long as the weather holds out, we're looking for the 3rd week of April for the tree to be planted in Phoenix. I've also still continuing working on getting that log into benches, so we're just waiting on a couple of estimates there. So hopefully we'll be all ready by early June and have a whole new park over there and we're gonna fix some of the lighting fixtures down there and that aren't working properly, and some chains for the ballast in between. Kids have been hanging on that and they've been snapping them, so we're probably gonna get some new hardware down there. Ray Silver Field, actually, it's kind of weird to be talking about this, but baseball season, opening day for baseball in West Warwick is April 23rd. Field cleanup is this Saturday in all the baseball fields and softball fields down in River Point, but there's also Earth Day that I know the Taybacks are very coordinating that with Jay Messier back there for Earth Day. So we have baseball fields, bike path, and Earth Day all going on the same day. So and the JCs are doing the Riverwalk. So if everybody, anybody wants to volunteer or spend some time anywhere this weekend, West Warwick is cleaning up. I know a lot of people I've sent, somebody sent me a picture, actually it was on Facebook, but they called me out on it. Rich, there's I mean, people gotta understand, the winter's just finishing up, snow's just clearing, and some business properties, like Angela, you sent over that picture with all the garbage that's in it, you know, we'll give them notice, but we gotta give them fair time to clean up some of the properties, you know, because some of that, and I'll use Ritchie Furniture for an example. That's on the bottom of a hill, and everything from the top of the hill blows down into that gentleman's property, and they obviously don't get a chance to clean it all winter, and as soon as the snow melts, people are complaining about the looks. But we're working on it. Ritchie Furniture will get their property, you know, the trash, they're gonna do the same thing, like a little pickup. You know, it's just a matter of, they complained about over the weekend, we got 4 to 6 inches of snow. You can't see it right now, but once it melts, they'll see it once again, so, you know, so anybody wants to volunteer this weekend, I think they're gathering here. Jay, where are they gathering? Right here at Centerville Bank?
Are they clean up? No, it's gonna be opposed to
They're gathering over there this year?
8:30 in the morning, you need to show up.
They'll-
Logs that,
Yeah.
first, I think 100 people get a t-shirt, I think, as well.
Yeah,
Donuts and breakfast.
This weekend?
yeah. No, the 23rd, I'm sorry, the 23rd. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm saying,
Yeah, but opening day is the 23rd, that's why I got,
Okay.
so, we have a bunch of stuff. This weekend,
This weekend.
yeah, if weather permits. Did you get that?
Oh, you asked me about the Earth Day, didn't you?
Yeah, ball field cleanup is this weekend. Opening day is the 23rd, but also Earth Day and all the other cleanups are going on the 23rd. So if anybody wants to volunteer, I'm sorry, a little confusion there. That's all I really have. Again, I know we all got our phone calls about the snow and whatever. Fred and I were talking about it earlier. Superintendent canceled school the last time, we didn't get any snow. The weathermen said we're gonna get 1 to 3 inches, so we didn't cancel school. Well, after 10 o'clock, it stopped snowing, and all of a sudden, 11:30, it didn't stop, and it came down fast and hard, so,
I think we got the most,
you know.
really around 7.
Yeah, and I think West Warwick got hit the hardest, actually, yeah. So, I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, you know, and the nice thing is, at the end of the night, we all received a robocall, if anybody had students.
oh, that scared me so much.
Yeah, I know, but
5:15 this morning.
No, that
oh
was
my
a totally different robocall, but we got the robocall saying that all the children and the bus drivers were all home safe last night.
I didn't get that.
And then this morning at 5:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning, you received a phone
Oh,
call.
my God.
Letting you know it was an hour delay, so, anybody who gets a phone call at 4:30 usually gets nervous, but, you know, the school department is keeping everybody informed. I gotta say, the robocalls are doing a great job, and I know the town does it also now for, emergency purposes. So keep up the good work, and hopefully this was the last storm for the year.
Don't put your shovels away.
Ironically, I almost did. Ward 3,
Yeah, the bridge, I don't think mine's gonna work.
Let me
Go
shut
ahead.
mine off.
The bridge on the Riverwalk, how's that coming?
We're meeting with the owners the end of Thursday next week. And we're going to have, basically, it's a pre-construction meeting with them. FEMA's approved everything. So we're sitting down with the owners because it's on their property. They've got to take the lead on the construction like they did when it was built. So we're having that meeting. Yep, no, they're
it's
calling
moving
back.
along
Yep,
well.
so DevCon, Mike Carrington, who did the original work out there, is still on board. They're the company that led the, basically GC'd that project, and he's on board again to do it this time. He's also on board to do the GC for Lippet Mill, that project, where they met today for the pre-construction on that one, so both of those move
So
forward.
do you have a timeline, or you think it's realistic it'll be done before the end
Has
of
to
the
be,
summer?
has to be.
Okay, good. So David, as the de facto special events coordinator,
that day, wait a minute,
It's never me, it's always you.
no, yeah, right. Maybe we should have an event down at, when we reopen up the Riverwalk.
That sounds like a great
I think we
idea.
should still put the rope swing in and let it, see how that works.
That's fine, David. Just don't land on that stump.
Ed, we'll,
The rope swing might be a little dangerous.
Right.
we'll bring it to committee, Ed.
That's what happened when he was a little boy. He landed on that stump. All right. Also, Bob Boyer had sent me a graphic of all the roads up on Otic Hill that's going to be revamped or redone. And thank you, Bob. The sooner you start, the better. What will it accomplish once it's done?
Actually, from the London Avenue, coming westerly down to the,
Yeah, Bob, you don't mind? Would you mind coming
Yeah,
up?
Bob, you have to come up.
Because it's good. It's it's on tape.
glad you asked me. The, from the London Avenue, heading westerly, all those roads will be, a new water line will be in place. Now, the good thing about that is, any road that we replace a water line, we have to pave curb to curb. It doesn't cost the taxpayer a dime. Just so you know, in the last 10 years, the Kent County Water has rebuilt 37 and a half miles of roadways. In West Warwick, I can't give you a figure as to what the mileage is as far as what we replaced, but I can tell you this. Presently, we are in excess of 80 streets that Kent County Water has paved with no cost to the town, curb to curb. Now, that is saving the taxpayer a tremendous amount of money. The presently, we are applying to PUC for a rate case, which will allow us to bond some money to do more work. Giorgio and I have championed to get these roads done, and fortunately, we've been able to pull off resurfacing all these roads. But better than that, we're replacing water lines which get constricted in time. We have a 4-inch line or a 6-inch line. Slag builds up inside, I'll call it slag, and there's actually maybe 4 inches diameter. Now, we need that diameter to fight fires. If you remember a while back, maybe, I'll guess maybe 15 years ago, down in Natick, the water line was constricted, and we didn't have enough water to put the fire out where there was a death. So we're
That's almost 30 years ago.
is that when it was, 30 years?
I don't remember.
Well,
Let's
I'm
just put
not,
it this way, it was my cousin's.
I'm not thinking about the past, I'm looking ahead. Well, we have a tremendous program going. By PUC standards, we have to have a 5-year plan as to what we're going to be doing. Your ward, Ed, was part of the 5-year plan. So we'll be starting that shortly. And right now, we're working on Mary Avenue. But we've got one hell of a program going, and West Warwick is benefiting tremendously, curb to curb, no cost. Plus new water line, better fire protection.
Bob, do you notify the residents before you begin? Or do they just through advertising?
I
You don't do
believe
anything
we
canvassing
do
the
advertise.
neighborhood?
I believe we do advertise that it will happen. Now, the biggest complaints we had when we rebuilt the roads in Natick was Angelo section. Everybody complained about the construction.
Yeah, I expect that.
But, you know,
Yeah.
ironically, I never received one call and saying, what a nice job you did. So I got to say that, just to...
Oh, Bob, for the record, what a nice job you did.
Bob,
went to the cloud, he got lost up there, so he
Yes, something happened.
I thank you for fighting for the town.
Oh, you did. I got to say that.
I know we're all grateful.
But it's very disruptive when we go in. It gets messy, and the big thing is, before Brown was there, they utilized transite pipe, which was a big mistake. It's the worst pipe you could use for water lines, because it gets brittle, and just the smallest shock, it breaks. And we've replaced a tremendous amount of that pipe. We will not use it. We only use ductile iron. We don't use plastic. Plastic compresses, and you get a horizontal crack, and it's tough to find the origin of that leak.
Yeah.
So we only use ductile iron, which is
Like a leak on a roof.
the only pipe you can use.
I warned them about that, but they wouldn't listen to me.
Okay.
But we've got a program, and I'll toot my horn a little bit. Yeah, we were selected as number one in New England for the way the Kent County Water is run, and there are thousands of water companies in New England. So, and so you know more,
Just drop out price on a fire hydrant.
so you know more, the Kent County Water has been selected as the second best water in the country for
I
quality.
believe that.
And number one, I believe, is in Texas, somewhere in Texas. I think it's Austin, Texas. So we're pretty proud of the program we've got, where we're heading, and we're going to continue to replace pipe in West Warwick and the other towns. But
Do Oz first.
it's,
Thanks, Bob.
okay?
Thanks a lot. That was Robert Boyer, President of the Kent County Water Authority. Right? Just so that they know.
You done?
Chairman, sorry, Chairman.
You done number three?
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, I met with about 25 to 30 residents on Harley Street. I invited Mark Carullo, the town planner. There's a new business that's going in behind there, and the property directly adjacent to their homes, which used to visually be essentially the woods, was actually a commercial industrial zoned piece of property that has been subjected to littering and dumping and vandalism and people living on the property for years. So a lot of them had concern because the new business owner came in and cleared out a lot of the trees. So their view out their back door changed dramatically. It went from being essentially the woods to what used to be left of the Crompton, well, what's left now of the Crompton Mill, and everything up the hill going towards Cohasset. So I met with those residents just because they had a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, because many of them lived there when the mill first burned down. I'm not even sure, what year did the Crompton Mill?
No.
There's been different fires.
92 and 93.
92.
Yeah, it was, yeah, you're right, 92, 93.
92,
I was there.
93, okay. So a lot of them were there, so a lot of them had questions regarding that, and a lot of them had questions about what the business owner was going to be doing. The business owner and his wife were there, and their dog, and they were very nice, and they answered all the questions they could answer for the residents, and I think everything worked out. A couple of residents were still, upset because, the change, I think, was their biggest concern, but for the most part, many residents were glad. One woman, elderly woman, she was actually so happy that this person came in because all the trees on that property were falling into her yard every time there was a tropical storm. So she's like, I'm so glad somebody came in and leveled all those trees. So mixed opinions, but it was good. It was good to get out there and meet with a lot of people. So
Also, you won't see, I know this property, and Angela, you know this property because it used to be Bob Messier's property, and we used to get a phone call, when we see Bob, he would tell us, people would be dumping couches, mattresses, tires, and everything else in there. Now that this new person's in there and keeping it clean, you won't have that anymore, so hopefully, so.
And then aside from that, just a lot of utility work going on in Ward 4 between water. I think I saw AGI there today, which I believe is gas. But I saw a lot of different things going on, utility work, so. Ward 4.
5? Trees?
Yeah, the entire council received a letter from a gentleman on St. Ange Drive with concerns about the condition of trees on East Greenwich Avenue. I had actually met with Dave Lombardi last year because the gentleman had the same concern. Had our arborist go out about a year ago. We actually did cut down one tree on East Greenwich Avenue that was kind of hanging into the road. So I've asked Fred to have someone from the DPW meet directly with the gentleman at his convenience, and we'll mark these trees, have the arborist go out again. The last time was a little bit difficult because you've got thousands of trees literally to look at, and he looked at as many as he could. We found one that was an issue, so this time we're asking him to be a little bit more specific, and we'll mark those and have the arborist go out again.
One of the main complaints was during wind or heavy snow that the limbs would be snapping off and falling onto the road. I know I went to Councilman Tucker because I received the phone call last year. some of those trees have acorns the size of,
Grapefruits.
I don't want to say baseballs, but probably a ping pong ball, but they're solid. And, and as people are driving by, I guess what happened was, people would be driving by and all of a sudden it seemed like somebody threw something at your car, or you got hit real hard with an acorn, put a dent in your car. Well, they would knock on the residents' doors saying, hey, your tree just caused damage to my car. So, but it's hanging over the road, so the question was, who's responsible for that tree? So that's why I pawned that off on Councilman Tucker.
I mean, you look at that poor couple that the tree limb fell on their car and killed them instantly.
No,
And we had the same problem, Brian, on Old Natick Road where the sewer plant is. I mean, we kept telling the utilities companies, it's over the wires, sure as heck. When we had that windstorm, they all came down. The road was blocked for 2 or 3 days. We lost power for 3 days. I mean, that is a definite where it has to take care of that, putting the health and welfare of the citizens in danger. I mean, I know when I go by East Greenwich Avenue too, my son's friends, well, now he drives himself, but you be ducking when you hear that wind blowing because it's an accident waiting to happen. So that's all I got to say on it.
So Fred, you said Fred.
Yeah, we're gonna
go look at it. Anything else?
That's it.
Upcoming appointments, West Warwick Public Library of Trustees, 1 3-year term. Juvenile Hearing Board, 2 with term to expire 12/15. Recreation Committee Member, 1 Ward 3. Planning Board, 1 5-year term. Board of Tenant Affairs, 2 Public for a 2-year term. 1 Clyde Towers with a term to expire 4/2016. 1 West Warwick Manor, term to expire 4/2016. Pension Board, 1 with a term to expire 11/18/16. Board of Assessment, 1 3-year term.
We just filled the pension book, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And the other thing, I like to throw this out there. Anybody who likes to work with children or situations with children, I think Mrs. Padula can attest to it. She was on the board for many years. The Juvenile Hearing Board is, if you got time on your hands and you're retired and you want to work with children and make sure they get the proper guidance, there's a board for you right there. If anybody wants to recommend or talk to a friend or a neighbor who may want to go on that board. Again, you basically are helping guide the children who are getting in trouble or may get in trouble, and you're helping them with their decisions, and you're essentially not saying you're punishing them, but you're working with them and helping them grow up in this town. And it takes a lot on that board because you've got to really think about the child or the individual that you're dealing with, and work with the police department and the board to make those decisions. So anybody wants to go on that board, and Mr. Padula, how many years did you serve on that board?
8 to 10 years.
Yeah, and you got to learn a lot about the kids.
Yes.
And if anybody knows, I know the Padulas have always been involved in leagues and stuff like that. So, but to get involved with the children and keep them, guiding them is a good thing. So if you know anybody who's willing or wanting to do something like that, suggest this to them. It's usually a board that we usually do not have a problem filling, but for some reason this has been open for over a year.
Joe Florio, that'd be a perfect board for you, or Bridget, with the kids.
Bridget.
Someone who's got compassion and,
Jerry served on it for a while.
yeah, Jerry was on with my mother.
I'm on the mentor program now, Angelo.
Yeah, I know.
Jay, can you put the word on?
I just wanted to throw that out there.
David, so which positions are currently open? Because I'm an alternate on that board, and I'm just curious whose position is opening, because
It's been open for a while.
every month.
We can find that out for you, but it says there's 2
Two.
with the term to expire of 12/2015.
I would assume that the people on the board want to continue,
Well,
so maybe you don't need to fill
there's
them.
no openings?
How many do they normally, how many?
5.
There's 5, okay, so, let's see, 1, 2,
Yeah,
4.
John, you do have I'm sorry.
We'll find out, Mary Ann, you can find out who's on it.
We never had any trouble filling that.
That's what I'm saying, we never had any.
God bless you.
Actually, John, you serve on the board.
I do.
Yeah.
John D'Amico, 20 Drawbridge Drive. I wasn't aware that there was a position that needed to be filled. I'm assuming that someone is expiring, but they would want to continue.
Maybe they don't know they're expired.
Well, that's what I'm assuming.
How many you have on there right now?
Five, right?
So there's the chairman, and then there are two who sit to each side. Pete McConaughey, the police officer, and then myself, I believe I'm an alternate. So I don't know if maybe there's a position that should be filled by the alternate.
Sounds like there's a,
Yeah, we'll have to look into
full-time
that.
position.
That might be, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
but everybody shows up on a monthly basis.
yeah.
So.
And you end up working with the kids and
I love it. I enjoy it. It's very eye-opening,
Yeah.
to say the least. So.
All right.
public comment.
I just got one thing. Are we getting any information about our Veterans Coordinator? I thought we were supposed to have it on the agenda.
Well, that's,
Fred and I have been working on it, getting information. Fred spoke to, I believe, some people from Smithfield and North Smithfield.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to work things around together to get.
So you're getting the
Everybody does.
It's a different thing. So what we're doing is taking the highlights out of everything we can,
Yeah.
basically putting together the application or however you want the announcement to go out, if it's gonna be, it's not really a request for proposal, but just an advertisement, but, I mean, obviously, some of the things that we talked about, some of the highlights, but it seems that, I think you said North Smithfield, they have, I'm sorry, Burrillville has an actual appointed person that the manager up there couldn't tell Fred how they got appointed, they just been appointed, and they've been there for how many years?
The manager's been there for 18 years now, and that person's been doing it before he got there.
Right.
And he has no idea, there's nothing.
But there's a
nothing-
lot of
nothing written,
communities
There's no ordinance, there's no anything. and he-
that did it, and like I said, the only way I found out about it, and I started looking into it, was when Deb Schusterman approached me on it last year,
Yeah.
and she brought it to my attention, and then I started looking into it, and Warwick, and they all have their little liaisons.
I streamline it, so
Yeah.
we don't want a 9-page application.
No,
We try to
it's simple.
streamline it and make it nice and simple, then if the more people apply, if you want to have the manager recommend a name or 3 names
Yeah.
to you so you can interview them, or if you want to interview everyone, you know, we're gonna need a little bit of guidance.
Well, let's see what we get. We gotta put it out there to see what you're getting for applicants.
Oh, I know that, but like I said, we're trying to get as much general information as we can and then streamline it down and get a nice.
And I actually, I did meet with the director, the new director of Veterans Affairs, and explained to him this whole situation, and he was thrilled that we are doing this, going through this process and putting it in writing and doing it the right way, because he said he knows in going around, he's visiting every community, and he said it's all over the place, and so to have a good example that then he can share with everyone else, because he wants it to be codified in something that everybody should be doing, and so it's not just a fly-by-night kind of thing. So he's looking, and I offered for him, once we get something written, to share it with them, and he can review it and see if there's anything they'd like to add to it or anything like that, so.
Thank you.
I only I have about 20 free tickets to the Garden Brothers 3-ring thrill circus at the Ryan Center for Sunday, April 17th, if anybody would like some tickets. We get them every year. They drop them off. There's some on town clerk's front counter, but they also send them to me as the council. So if anybody wants any tickets, they're up here. They're free tickets. It's $8 value, so if you need 4 tickets, that's $32. You say take your kids or grandkids to the zoo. To the circus. April 17th. Yep, Sunday, April 17th. 1 and 4 p.m. There's 2 shows. Yeah. Need more?
Yeah, he's got, how many grandchildren you got, Ed? 17. How many great-grandchildren?
No great-grandchildren.
Oh, I thought, being that.
True, I just gave you 8 tickets. They're buying dinner.
I took them,
You went last year, didn't you? Yeah, but the twins haven't been yet.
where did Bobby go?
Jay, I'm sure you and your son will.
He's gonna be in Disney World then.
Yeah, that trumps that, so.
Now he's going with his mother, it probably doesn't trump it.
Oh boy, I'll keep
quiet on that one.
On that note.
Eddie? Come on up to the mic.
Congratulations, Mr. Fonseca.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my councilman. Ed Fonseca from 4 Garfield Terrace, Ward 1. Okay? I just want to take this time to thank the council for having this confidence in me. Okay, I really appreciate it, and I know it's a tough decision to make. I mean, there's a lot of things you need to look at, but again, going to my experience, 27 years, I think I'll be an asset to the pension board, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. Thank you again.